So I'm finally here to help you guys form your right and correct opinions in terms of Call of Duty games to know which Call of Duty games are actually the best. Because I know how you guys are. You're all like, wait, is this good? Is this game good or not? Is it like, what's going on with this game? I really don't know how to feel about it. Let me go check what Tellum thinks about this and then form my own opinion from there. I understand how it is, but you guys at least came to the right place because, God forbid you guys actually go to the wrong place, maybe find yourself to some, trash YouTubers. I'm not saying names, but some terrible lists out there. They do exist, and hopefully you don't form your opinions off of those. So, with that said, I think it's about time we just straight jump into this all-time Call of Duty tier list. So let's jump over to it. I'm gonna be honest though, this is my second time recording this because I spent way too much time talking about things last time, so I'm gonna try to not do that this time around. And to start this off, I think what we should do is look at the tiers. We have God tier, you have great, you have alright, meh, trash, never played. So the first tier I think we should just fill up right away just because, and just get it all away with, because it's not going to be anything important as we get through actual opinions and correct opinions at that. Is this never played list, and I'm going to be honest, I have at least played every Call of Duty game at least once, but there's some Call of Duty games that I don't think I played enough to give you guys the correct opinion, and because of that, I think we should just put them there, right away. And for those games, I mean, they're games that, most people, didn't play anyway, so I haven't really got to worry about it, so... games like the original Call of Duty, because, I mean, that was only on PC, if I'm not mistaken, so... Not that many people could really play that, especially because it was the first one. Not many people even knew about it. But some other games, that you may, not have played. Most people didn't play these games, so I really don't even have to worry about them. So because of that, I think we could just move on and talk about some games we've all actually played. And with that said, let's actually, I think we'll go in chronological order. Now, considering the original Call of Duty is over here, we can just skip to COD 2. And I honestly think I'm going to bundle COD 2 and COD 3 in this ranking because I felt the exact same way about both of these games. Because how I actually got these games was actually in a 3-game bundle. It came with COD 2, COD 3, and COD the Big Red One. And, when I played those, the only reason I did is because I'd been playing Medal of Honor for a while now. I played Medal of Honor Frontline and Medal of Honor Vanguard, which I love those games, and it's also the reason why I liked the current Call of Duty or upcoming Call of Duty Vanguard's name, because I loved Medal of Honor Vanguard. So, I like that name a lot. And after playing those games, I wanted more, right? Everyone just wants more of things that they enjoyed. And that's when I found my way to Call of Duty, and I'm gonna be honest, I was meh about both of these, and it just felt like Medal of Honor was just so much better at the time. I just liked them, which is kind of funny because I'm pretty sure the people who made those Medal of Honor games also made these Call of Duty games, so I don't know why they felt like they weren't as good, but they just didn't feel like it. And it's not just the campaign, which was probably the main thing back then, because, there's some levels that I actually remember really well from the Medal of Honor, whereas this, I think I remember when you were at a camp or something, and that was probably from the Big Red One, and I mean, I just don't really remember anything significant about these campaigns, and because of that, I think meh is probably a good place for them, just because my expectations from them was Medal of Honor, and then they just didn't meet those expectations. I just kind of felt meh about them and just went back and played more Medal of Honor. But this brings us to the next Call of Duty game, which we're skipping over this because this also actually belongs here. But just imagine that this is Modern Warfare Remastered, I guess it's called Modern Warfare Remastered. So just pretend that's there and pretend the original Modern Warfare and never played. So we'll skip over that for now. So COD 5 or World at War, and I honestly think we're going to do a pair again. We're going to do a pair ranking here because I feel the exact same way about this Cold War, what the heck, World at War and Black Ops. And the reason why I feel a way about these two games is because of my experience right before them. And I'm going to be honest here. This video is supposed to be the correct opinions. These are correct opinions only. And I'm going to be honest. The two opinions about these two games actually might be wrong. And the reason I say this is because how I actually went about playing these two games, because I didn't play them in their prime, so I wasn't around no community that was super hyped about them. There wasn't anything super crazy about them, and instead I actually went back and played these games. And the reason I went back and played these games is because I just got off playing Black Ops 2, which, spoiler alert, everyone knows is a great game, right? And honestly, I was super into zombies, and when I finished playing Black Ops 2 season and ended off with Origins, freaking Origins, and then I wanted more, similar to this story over here, Black Ops, Medal of Honor to Call of Duty situation. I wanted more of that zombies experience, and I wanted to just see how great it was. And then I loaded up World at War, Nocturne Toten, and then Kino der Toten, and was incredibly disappointed. Not to say those maps are bad, but it's just like it wasn't great. And I know I'm not right for doing this, and this is why it might be an incorrect opinion to compare these games, or to really form my opinion of these games in the context of Black Ops 2, because I haven't done that with any of these other games. Like, I played them when they came out for the most part, and because of that, I feel like there is an asterisk to both of these, but I really do feel this way about them. And again, I may have some weird feeling about it, like I said, but I honestly wasn't a fan. I thought they were just all right, these two games. I didn't like their multiplayers. They were just kind of like all over the place. Like, the maps I just didn't think were great, which I will say I didn't play any of the DLC multiplayer maps because I couldn't find games on those. So I did only play the launch ones for both of these games. And Zombies, in my opinion, just wasn't great. It was good, and I respect them for being the predecessors to the great Zombies maps, but I'm going to be honest, like, the Riza is probably the best map out of all of these, which honestly I like the Giant more than the Riza, if I'm being completely honest. So because of that, I just and even on top of that, I think Moon was actually terrible in Black Ops, but when it went to Black Ops 3, I thought it was great. So, you know, there's just a lot of things that I just feel some sort of way about them in these games. But again, these actually could be wrong, so feel free to correct me about those two games. But now let's return to correct opinions now. And this would bring us to Black Ops 2. I don't think I really need to explain. I mean, I will admit that this game isn't perfect, which is, kind of, obviously, right? State the obvious. But I will say that the multiplayer, the only problem with it is that it's old and it's clunky. We didn't really notice it back then, but when you go back and play it today, my gosh, Black Ops 2 feels clunky. Its movement and gunplay and everything just feels not as good as everything today. But again, that's by today's standards, not that day's standards, so we're not going to take that into account. But the only other knock I could really think against this is that, sure, this game had 3 of the greatest zombies maps of all time: Origins, Mob of the Dead, and Buried. But then it also had 2 of the worst games of all time, maps of all time, which were Transit and Die Rise. So maybe there's that, but honestly, I think it's fine to keep it at God. Now we could go on to the next game, which is Cod Ghost. And funny thing, going from God to trash real quick there, Call of Duty. Yeah, okay, let me explain why any game lands in trash tier for me. It's when I play a Call of Duty game and quit. I just don't play it no more. I don't play it. Like, I quit mid-season or right away. And this is a game that I did that. I never got into the DLCs, never bought any of the DLC packs or the season pass. Just wasn't feeling this game. I thought the maps sucked, especially those launch maps, and I think all I really have to say to really make anybody understand like why these maps were bad is just to mention the words Stonehenge. So yeah, I mean, that should explain that. The time to kill was super fast, and like there was a weird prestige system that they did, which was terrible, and like it was just bad in every way I could think of. And not to mention that this was the first, at the time, next gen game. Obviously, PS4 and Xbox One aren't next gen anymore, but at the time they were the next gen games, and it looked like trash. It literally looked worse than Black Ops 2, which Black Ops 2 isn't a great looking game, to be completely honest, and it looked worse than that. And I was just like, what is this? And they were trying to sell us on some, a fish AI and stuff like that, and facial animations, and it was just bad. I don't really know what else to say. It was terrible, and I think it belongs in the trash, and if anyone else argues any different, it's bad. And also, Extinction was bad. I don't care what anybody says there. Anyways, next game, Advanced Warfare. So I don't really feel like I want to explain myself, because I feel like no matter what I say, people aren't going to realize the greatness of Advanced Warfare. Because it's true, the campaign isn't anything special, and it's true, zombies or exo-zombies sucked, but multiplayer was great. Now, we aren't taking into account microtransactions, because if I did that, that would actually tank the ranking of not this game, well, sure, this game, but another game that I really don't want it to, so we're going to ignore that, which is this game right here. You know, because we're ignoring microtransactions, I absolutely love this multiplayer, and I will admit there may be some bias, but maybe that bias is the correct bias, you know? Did you ever think about that? Because my bias with this is that this was the multiplayer game that I was best at. No joking, I used to poop on people. Like, I'd be dropping 100 kill games on the usual on this game. And now I haven't dropped a 100 kill game in years. I don't even remember the last Call of Duty game I dropped a 100 kill game. Like this one, I did it multiple times. I'm just like, what happened to me, brother? What happened to me? And I just realized it's advanced movement. I was so good at it, and everybody else was trash at it for the most part. And because of that, I liked pooping on people who thought they were playing, you know, modern COD 4 while I was over there playing Advanced Warfare, and it was just fun pooping on them. And I also love the streak system, how you could get upgrades to the different streaks. I love that stuff like so much. I just thought Advanced Warfare was so good for so many different reasons. And I will not argue with you, anybody in the comment sections, if you have a problem with this, because this is the correct opinion to have. But now we can move on to the next game, Black Ops 3. Do I have to explain myself? Like, obviously, I said we're not taking microtransactions into account, because obviously I don't want to put Black Ops 3 anything higher than God. But honestly, the only bad thing about Black Ops 3 outside the microtransactions is the campaign. And honestly, I don't care, to be completely honest. If I'm being blunt, I don't care if it's bad, because campaigns don't really mean much to me. Like in a Call of Duty, sure, story, I'm not saying story games as a whole don't mean much. Like, there's some really good story games out there, but in terms of Call of Duty, that's not what I come here for. So I don't really care that if it's bad. But regardless, like, multiplayer, loved it. Again, huge jetpack guy here, huge jetpack guy. Like, when Call of Duty started doing jetpacks, I came up as a huge fan. Like, I was really good at Black Ops 3, not Advanced Warfare good, but I was still pretty good at Black Ops 3, and I just had a ton of fun playing Black Ops 3, both multiplayer, and the real reason it's a God tier, zombies. Do I even need to explain why zombies is goated and alone enough reason to put Black Ops 3 at God tier? I don't need to explain myself. I don't. I mean, I'll do it anyways. Let me just say a couple words, and maybe this will convince you why. Shadows of Evil, The Giant, The Rising Drake, Zetsubo no Shima, Goran Krovi, Revelations, Zombies Chronicles that has 8 remasters that included Origins, and it brought Moon back, which Moon, in my opinion, was a terrible map in Black Ops, but when it was remastered, it was actually great. Not only was it remastered visually, but they actually made it play just so much better. It just played better on the Black Ops 3 engine, and because of all those reasons, that alone brings it to God tier. Like, that carries it to God tier. Even if multiplayer was trash, even if it had like Cod Ghost, I don't know about that, but maybe not that much, but you know, even if its multiplayer wasn't great, I still put in God tier solely because of zombies, because it's so effing good. Now, let's move on to our next game, which was World at War. No, Infinite Warfare. So, COD 4. Imagine this is Modern Warfare remastered, not COD 4. Okay, so remastered. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think it's meh. And this is the reason why I have no reason to go back and play Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, or even the original Modern Warfare, or any of the original trilogy, is because when I played Modern Warfare Remastered, I played it and was all like, oh my gosh, this is terrible. Like, I had zero fun playing. Well, I shouldn't say zero, but I did not have any fun playing this. And I think you guys may be able to tell why that is the case. And it's because I'm a jetpack boy. I love jetpack CODs. I love jetpacks. I love super fast play stuff. I love outmaneuvering people with my movement and stuff like that. I just love that stuff. And this just didn't have any of that. The maps were kind of just all over the place. They weren't anything great. I mean, they're not terrible by any means, but they weren't anything great. A lot of them were just taken from campaign, if I'm not mistaken. They were literally just, get this campaign section, multiplayer now, and I just don't get how people think that held up in the year of our Lord 2017, right? I didn't really understand that. So I just didn't really like this too much. It also brought microtransactions to a remaster, which was weird, but we're not taking that account. But either way, I just not a fan of slower paced Call of Duty games. I'm going to be honest with you guys. So yeah, I didn't really like it, and I doubt I would like it in its original form, and maybe not these two games, but I don't know how they play in their pace and stuff like that. I don't know their maps too much, so maybe I would like these games, maybe I wouldn't. Either way, though, this brings us to the game that came out alongside with it, Infinite Warfare. That goes in all right, and I want to put it in great, I'm going to be honest, but I just can't, because oh my gosh, dude, there's just so much good about the game, though. The campaign is by far the greatest campaign in Call of Duty history. It's the only Call of Duty campaign that ever made me feel something about it, or feel some type of way. The soundtrack is literally one of the greatest soundtracks in not only Call of Duty, but video game history. I just love that. Just a oh my gosh, dude, it's just so good. And then but then we get to the actual you know, zombies and multiplayer just felt like BO3 but nerfed. Like, the movement was nerfed, the maps in terms of quality were nerfed, like it just, the specialists were nerfed and stuff like that. It just felt like BO3 nerfed, which it wasn't bad because of that, but it just was just like more Black Ops 3 except not as fun. And that was like, really, I really don't want to play a game that is just another game I played except not as fun too much, and I kind of hit it back. I still had fun on this and still was actually pretty good at it, because I'm just good at every advanced movement COD out there, you know, that's just me, because I love them. And I try to really get good at those games, so, you know, there's that. And you know, but I just again, BO3 Lite isn't really something that I'm a big fan of. And the final thing that is I guess it's zombies. And I want to say zombies is great so bad, but I know deep down inside it's not, because the only reason that zombies is good in this game is because of Easter eggs. And it hurts me to say that, but it's true, because the casual play inside the zombies in this game was terrible, and high rounds was even worse. And because of that, I have to like be honest with myself and put it in all right, even though I really don't want to say that, but you know, I guess I gotta be real. But this video is getting kind of long, so let's kind of hurry through these last ones, which would bring us to World War II. This goes in meh for me. Multiplayer was trash at launch and got slightly better after the update. Well, it got a lot better, I'll admit that, but it just really wasn't anything special. It's multiplayer. I did play this multiplayer a ton. In fact, I think it's like my third or fourth most played multiplayer, which is weird. It's mainly because I didn't like zombies in this game. I thought it was the worst iteration of, well, maybe not. Actually, I still think Exo Zombies is worse, but no, this one's worse. This one's, yeah. World War II Zombies was the worst iteration of zombies. I mean, it had the Darkest Shore and it had the Tortured Path. That alone just kind of puts it there. So, you know, that's kind of maybe the main reason why I played it, because I really wasn't playing any other games besides COD at the time. Like, all of these years I was playing nothing but COD, because I was a loser at the time and didn't play a ton of good games that were out at the time. And because of that, I just played more multiplayer. And yeah, I played too much of it and wasn't really that great. So there's all that, and I wasn't even all that good at it. Like, if I'm being completely honest, I couldn't even get a V2 rocket for the life of me. Like, what the heck's wrong with me? So yeah, there's that. Yeah, it just wasn't that good. And then this brings us to Black Ops 4. Where should I even? I honestly don't know where to put Black Ops 4. Is it better than, like, okay? Would I play? Okay. Let me think about this. Let's not put this on. The multiplayer, let's think about this one. Multiplayer I actually liked. So, I mean, there's never been a Treyarch multiplayer that I didn't like outside of Black Ops 1. But, I mean, it's good. I really liked it, especially competitive play. I loved watching that. I really got into competitive play this year. Actually, it was during World War II, and then mainly during this year also. That's why I love Dashy so much, because of World War II and this, because he was really good in those two games. But then Zombies was a dumpster fire. It didn't have campaign, but it had Blackout, which I honestly liked Blackout a lot when I played it, but I do think that it kind of aged poorly in the short time that it's been out. So because of that, I don't know if it's actually all right or meh. I mean, I just hate what they did to zombies. Like, the main reason I want to put this in meh is because what they did to Mob of the Dead, that supposed remake in Blood of the Dead, was a mistake. I wanted to say something else, but we're not going to say that. It was just a mistake, dude. It was a mistake. Oh my gosh, how could they do that to my baby? Look what they did to my baby. Oh my gosh. Not to mention, I mean, that's not to, you know, knock the Blood of the Dead story. One of, if not the greatest stories for a zombie map ever, but I don't know. We'll put it at all right. I think, I mean, I don't know, man. I think I'll put it at all right. Its Easter eggs were trash. They were super cheesy high rounds. I don't know. We're just going to leave that all right, and hopefully that's all right. Yeah, hopefully that's okay. Anyway, let's shut up. Now, here's a game that I feel just some type of way about. So, honestly, I feel two type of ways about this game. I feel this type of way about this game, and I also feel this type of way about this game. And for entirely different reasons. Now, I think I'm going to leave it in here because this was another Call of Duty game that I straight quit playing. Like, I did not play this game because I did not like it. I mean, I did go get on it off and on solely because of Warzone, but I really quit that multiplayer real quick. I just didn't really like it. It was terrible. I don't think I need to go into the maps or the terrible mini-map decisions or the terrible footsteps or any of the other terrible things about Modern Warfare's multiplayer. I don't need to get into the campaign and how it's super overrated because it's a stupid story, because it's all like, oh, well, let's do let's question, oh, where's the line? I don't know, man. I guess whenever I decided when Captain Price says something cool, it's okay to do some war crimes. I don't know. I really don't like it. It had some weird messaging in it. It also made it got a war crime that the United States made, and then it said that the Soviets did it or the Russians. I don't even remember. It was like some like weird stuff. It's just like that's not how that happens. Stuff like that. And you know, I really think its messaging in its campaign was incredibly questionable, to say the very, very least. But I don't even want to get into the campaign too much. But let me explain. Well, that's kind of, well, I guess I did get into the campaign, but that's the reason why I feel like it's trash. But the reason why I think it could be great is because Warzone was there. Even though I also quit playing Warzone and don't really play even to this day. But like, I still appreciate the heck out of Warzone, and more than that, I appreciate Modern Warfare for giving us a new effing engine that made the game look good. Like, do you guys not remember how Black Ops 3 looked? You guys probably do. Excuse me, not Black Ops 3. Black Ops 4. Black Ops 4 legit looked worse than Black Ops 3. Black Ops 4 legit looked worse than Advanced Warfare, for being completely honest. And you know, after going from Black Ops 4 to Modern Warfare, the graphics were just so much better. That's not to say the colors were great in this game. The game looked ugly as heck in terms of colors, but it just gave Call of Duty a new engine. It also, the main reason why I want to put in great outside of Warzone, is that this is when we got rid of supply drops, and we also got rid of a season pass, and all post-launch content became free. And because of that, I respect the heck out of Modern Warfare, but I hate it as a game. So that's the reason I feel some type of way about this game. I respect the heck out of it, but I hate it. So I think we're going to leave it in trash because we're not going off of all of the external things. We're going off of gameplay alone in this, and because of that, I'm going to leave it down in trash. Now it brings us to Cold War. I think Cold War is better than all of these other games under it. I'm going to be honest. I don't get why Cold War gets a ton of hate. Its campaign is something. I don't really know what to make of it. I would think it's like sometimes it's questionable messaging and stuff like that with like Modern Warfare has, but then it also has some even weirder messaging, which I don't really know what to make of. So I really don't know how to feel about this campaign, to be completely honest. And then we have multiplayer, which I honestly think is one of the most fun I've had in multiplayer in a long time. It's not a multiplayer that I'm like good or even, well, I'm good at, but I'm not great at this multiplayer. I'm going to be completely honest. Probably one of my you know, worst multiplayers in terms of a Treyarch multiplayer in a while, if I'm being completely honest. Actually, legit might be my Black Ops 4 and Cold War I wasn't the greatest at, so, you know, I don't know. But I still have a ton of fun on this multiplayer. And then finally, Zombies, I think, is really, really fun. It does have its major problems. I could go over all the problems with Zombies, but I honestly play so much Cold War, it's insane. Like, I have so much fun with Cold War, and I can't really explain why that's the case, but I just play Cold War so much. And this game probably is my most played Call of Duty game at this point. I would think so. Like, I just play it so much. I don't know what's wrong with me. I just play so much Cold War and I just love it. I can't tell you some detailed reason why. I just like it a lot, and because of that, I think Cold War is a great Call of Duty game. I do have a lot of fun with it. And that kind of wraps up this list. This video actually went a little bit longer than I thought it was, but at least it's not as long as previous recordings. Those were going on for a while. But yeah, this is it. I don't know. Is there any last adjustments I want to make? I mean, I feel like Advanced Warfare really isn't a great game, but I am super biased at it, so I think I'm just going to leave it there anyways. World at War, Black Ops, you know, stuff like that. Yeah. I guess I should probably acknowledge something real quick, and these are the games I didn't play, because I didn't really talk about why I didn't play these two games. You know, because these are games that people constantly have in God tier and great. That's how most people have it. But for me, I never really played them, and that's not to say I never played these Call of Duty games. I had played them. But my experience with Modern Warfare 3 was Spec Ops, and my experience with Modern Warfare 2 was, I guess, what was that thing called? Was it multiplayer? No, this was campaign. No, I played a little bit of campaign for COD 4, and this was multiplayer, but I really didn't know what the heck was going on, and I really wasn't into FPS at the time. I was super into Madden at the time, and I was like all about Madden at that time, so I couldn't be bothered with these FPS games, so I didn't really get into them. And also, probably the main reason I didn't get into them is that I was a PS3 brother. I'm just such a PlayStation fanboy so much. I just love PlayStation so much. I've had every single console, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and I just really felt like those were more like those modern or Call of Duty games are more of I guess I don't know, 360 games. That was all about PlayStation time, sticking with PlayStation stuff. Like, legit, I like PlayStation so much. I just randomly, no cap, got a PS1 just sitting right here. Let me show you guys this. Here's a PS1, a legit PS1. I don't know if it works. It's like 20, maybe. How old is this thing? Like, it's probably 20 years old. Like, for reals, this thing's like super old. So you know, I used to play on this all the time. I had multiple PS1s, so you know that's my excuse for the reason why I didn't play a lot of those two games. But overall, I think I agree with this list. I think it's fine. It's not the greatest list of all time. Wait, yeah, it is. No, it is. I take that back. I take that back. But anyways, I think this video is too long, so let's go ahead and wrap this all up. I'd love to hear what you guys I guess what this video has done for you to correct some of your previously wrong opinions about Call of Duty. Like, I know a lot of people, as I mentioned at the start of this video, aren't really sure how to feel about some type of games, and now you know better. I'm not going to do that. Anyways, though, if you guys did enjoy the video, well, did I just repeat myself twice? Okay, I need to just end the video already. If you guys did enjoy the video, definitely do all the normal YouTube stuff, like, subscribe, bell, share, and all that great stuff. But I'm going to go, and I'll catch you guys next stream, video, or whatever the heck it may be, and laters, guys.